Marcus, come in, please. The base system, really easy today, guys. So, starting off inside the full guard. And this is probably one of the most common action reactions you're going to get. My thing is, I call it go fishing. My hand goes in, elbow comes out, I get hold of the collar. My left hand isn't deep enough, so I open my hand, pull it again and get it deep. No, so normally when we get our hand in, it's never deep enough to be a threat. So once I open, go fishing, tug line, get hold of it, it's a threat. My partner will now try and defend it. Hip bump sweep, come up, take the top position. So nice and easy from here. Option 1, we're going to go to option 2. Right, we're going to come back that one. So this one, I start in, go fishing here, it gets it. Hold the sleeve nice and tight. Hip escape, boom. Tap the sweep, the scissors sweep instead of the hip bump, come out. Keep my left hand in nice and deep. Right, it's generally going to keep the momentum. My elbow comes over and I'll finish the choke with what I call an elbow choke instead. So we'll use this as a bit of a warm-up. Is that okay, Marcus? Yep. Seen this one before?
Maybe.
So here, open the space, hand goes in, pull, reset, make sure it's nice and deep. As it goes to grip fight from here, hand onto the sleeve, hip escape, pushing the sleeve in to turn the shoulder. I'm not pulling, push the sleeve in, pull forward with my legs, take the top position, come over from here. As it goes to roll me, hand comes down, elbow comes in, again to face, palm goes up, put my head down and finish the choke. Warm this as a warm-up, guys. 1, 2, 3, let's go. Right, so when we choke someone, I want to take away as many options as my partner has to defend it. And I want to put myself in a position that I can recruit more major muscles to do the choke than what they can. I'll explain. So what I'm seeing, everyone's going fishing, they've got a good, he's defending, got the sleeve, fantastic, move away, push it in, get to here. The downfall that I see is straight away is, I know my partner's generally going to grab my hand and bridge and roll me. So I've got to beat him. But if I try and take my hand that way straight away, my momentum's going that way, he'll roll me. So first thing is my hand goes here. So as he tries to roll me, I've got this post down here. So once I'm here, I'm taking my shoulder over my hand. I'm taking my shoulder. So I'm seeing some of you guys, you're going here, there's a lot of space. So I'm taking it up nice and high, so I'm going across the throat. Think about it this way, right? If my hand's in the collar, anytime that I'm going across the body, I'm choking his chest and his shoulder. Anytime that my elbow goes above the shoulder, I'm choking him on the throat. So what I'm seeing, when some of you guys are doing cross collar choke, you're kind of squeezing here. So both your choke hand is still on the shoulder. So you might get the choke, but it's a really hard choke to get. So if I'm here, I'm squeezing. So what we want to do from is, when I do the choke, I want to take the space. So I pull my elbows in, so there's pressure on the carotid. So instead of putting the pressure onto the shoulder, my elbows come in. I take the space away by leaning forward. Once I'm forward, now my hands are free and there's no space for him. So if he turns his head to the left or to the right, the choke will still come on. So it's really important that once is that okay, Marcus? I'm not doing this where I'm kind of choking here. I go forwards. So now head goes down. So now I'm 100% onto his neck. If he goes to bridge and roll me, I've got this post on my head. It's really easy for me to post. I bring my hands in. So I try and put the blade, the bones, into the neck. Here. So I want you guys choking with your head over. When I train the kids, right, I say to them, I don't want to see their face. So when I show the kids, I get the kids to put their chest onto their nose here. Right, and now, squeeze. Right, so I don't want you guys choking from height. There's too much space. When you guys are choking, come over the top, and you should be doing a seated row from here. If your elbow's over, I'm taking my shoulder over. That way, the hand, the choke hand, will go off the shoulder and onto the neck and make it a cleaner choke as well. Try that, guys. 1, 2, 3. You pull the arm out to create space. What I like to do is this: if I hip escape and pull this in here, so my left knee is behind my partner. I don't bring my left knee in front, so my left knee pulls. So I'm not doing a scissor sweep, right? Because she's inside my full guard. I don't want to do that hip escape. the downfall that I have is once I have the collar choke and I'm here, if I hip escape, I kind of lose the choke because my arm extends. Yeah, so it's easier for her to defend it. So what I try and do is once we're in here and she tries to defend it, it's just this. So I turn and I turn the shoulder. What I'm doing now is I block it out from here. My left knee, so the one that's behind the bottom, okay, drives forward, and I lift up with my hand. So all the weight is kind of caught this way. It's quite an easy mechanic too. What I do now is once she's on one balance point is I kick it, land, and I know she's going to roll me over, so I post here straight away. That stops the momentum. Right. So now what I do is when I talk to kids, okay, it's a Spider-Man, like crawling around. So Spider-Man, hand goes up nice and high, not down here. What I do is I start to drive forward. You okay then, Mum? Yeah. Drive forward. Once I get to here, my head goes down, my hand comes in, and I do my standard choke. So I'm not doing a scissor sweep. It's kind of like a knee up the butt sweep. I will go to the if I fail that, I'll cover that in a second as well. Okay, guys, quick drink. 1, 2, 3. I guarantee like a 98% success rate. So I use this in tournaments quite a fair bit. One of my favorite positions in tournaments is to get to my full guard. So I'm going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to go fishing, hand goes in nice and deep from here. What I'm doing this time is my partner tries to defend the choke. So he's trying to do like this. What I'm going to do what I call a backstroke. So what I'm doing is as I backstroke from here is I come up, I push my partner, slap on the back, come in. Now, you don't see it, but my wrist is on the claw. I can feel his heart rate straight away. Okay. What I'm doing is it's on the back. So I'm not on the shoulder. It's on the back. Once I'm here is I roll my wrist down. If I pull in, it doesn't work. So I'm not pulling him into my guard yet. So I roll my, I roll my wrist down. So it's pretty much it. As I'm rolling it down, I kick it, but I keep him off center. Because this is a frame that stops the choke, that stops him from realigning. A lot of time I go center from here, and he's in what we'll call a power zone. So he's got just as much power, if not more than me. So I want to keep him off center. So slow motion, I go fishing, get my hand in nice and deep from here, okay? So this time I'm trying to move him, it's way too strong for me. So I go backstroke from here. As I backstroke, I simply pull. My hand comes over and I'm going to the back. So not here, to the back. I just grab a chunk of the gi. My wrist rolls down. That's pretty much it. So as my wrist rolls down, to make me stronger than him, I pull it in and I try and keep my head over the back. I slow squeeze. It's on. Yeah. Every time I've hit this in a tournament, I'll base nail this. Once I set up, once I hit it, it's basically on. It's one of my favorite chokes to do in tournament jiu-jitsu. I don't do much on the mats here because it's quite a savage choke when you do it hard. Change partners, guys. I've got to keep you under the 15 minutes. 1, 2, 3. Jay, can I grab you, please? Just trying to get everyone so that no one gets 15 minutes face-to-face time with me. So I'm going to cover the two things here that are really important. Number one is when I've gone fishing, if I push my partner this way, it's easy for my partner to post. So if he puts it like he's got a strong post, but if I push backwards, it's a better post for me. This is a far better option. Secondly is I can swim and I can come over. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to shove the back of his neck under my armpit. I'm now going to slowly roll my right shoulder down, my left shoulder high to get the choke. And it's a lot of pressure on the head, a lot of pressure on the neck. So once again, is we're here again, I've got this. So the issue that I see people is we're trying to push him that way. That's where he can post. So I go backstroke and I'm that way. Right. So this is one of the ones where if I want to sit up, I can. I've got an arm bar option for me, but we're keeping it as a choke. So pull, and the hand's deep already. What I'm doing with this one is my elbow is going down, and what I'm doing is I'm throwing my left leg out to put the choke on. If my partner passes guard, the choke's still going to come on. We'll have a look at that. So from here, I'm pushing back, pull, swing. So my elbow's over. So it's basically his head's under my, like I'm doing a headlock, but I'm not completing it. I grab the belt, so I'm pulling forwards. Right elbow goes down, left elbow goes high. Choke. If he passes my guard, the choke comes on even more as he passes the guard. Yeah. The second thing that I'm saying is, okay, Joe? That didn't hurt your neck too much?
No, I'm good.
Okay. So the next thing I'm seeing is when you guys are doing this, so backstroke, push, come here, you guys coming here. I want that. I want to be on the back, right? So here, the downfall about it is he can still hand fight, and if he's tough, it's going to be, quite hard. So when I come over the top from here, it's like that's solid. So when I pull it in, it's a far better choke. So I'm trying to get like the middle of the back if it's hand. I'm trying to get the middle of his hip if it's over. Let's try those, guys. 1, 2, 3. Thank you, Jerry. You're not necessarily face punching your partner, but there's a high probability that this will happen in a tournament. Marcus, inside. So we're going to kind of mix all this up together. Once again, I like to go fishing. So I get the hand, pull it out, hand goes in, go fishing. He starts to grip fight. So first thing I do is I'll make sure I've got a double grip, which makes it hard for him to grip fight. 1, 2, here. Okay. In one motion, it's this, is I'm pulling my partner, I don't pull my partner onto me. I kind of swing my hand that way. And I'm kicking, so I'm going to go kick, boom. Now, my partner may roll over or they may not. If they don't roll over, I go to the slap on the back choke. If they drive into me, I go to the belt grab choke. Otherwise, you're going to get the sweep. Most times, if they're not ready for this, you'll get the sweep on this one. So, fishing, grip, backstroke here. So I'm kind of taking my hand to my knee and I'm taking my foot away. So I take my hand to my knee, bop, kick it out, right? So I normally chase it up, knee right or mount and finish the choke from here. You're going to have different variables on how they fall and how they land, depending on how they post and their size. The biggest key for me is that when I'm kicking it out, right, is I see a lot of people, they try and kick the leg backwards, but their weight's on it. So I'm kicking the leg out. Got it? I'm kicking the leg out and then I'm pulling. So that's what I'm saying. I'm either going to get the options to choke from there. But really important, so I'm kicking the foot out. I take my hand to my foot and I'm just coming up to choke. If they roll over, I chase them up, get to top position. Change partners against the high-level guys that defend the chokes correctly. And it just puts me into a really good position for three major motions. I like it because I don't have to think about it. It's just really easy to do. Can I grab you, please, Marcus? The first one's kind of one of those ones. A lot of time I teach these people kind of don't understand what's going on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed my left hand inside the collar for my choke. Marcus is going to defend it by bringing his right hand on top to try and break the grip. So my left hand goes on top. So he tries to grip fight this way. So I get hold of the sleeve, pull it across. Okay then, Marcus?
Yeah, all good.
I pull him into me and my legs come in and I'm slowly pushing his hand down towards his hips. So it's kind of like a shoulder crank choke pressure thing. Yep. It's kind of really weird. So when we go slow motion, so from here, fishing, it gets it. So the hardest part for me is I go hip bump, pull. I just got to make sure the elbow's over. It's easier for me to have this grip. And what I'm doing is a lot of people keep him off center. So what I try and pull him into me. I try and push the arm down from here. If I'm having trouble from here or he's defending it, my right leg kicks high, come over, swim, apply pressure, and choke from here. So I'm kind of going to get one or the other on this one, but it's relying on my partner to use their right hand to defend the choke. So my hand goes in nice and neat, so this one here. So I grip, hold, raise my hips, pull it across. My knees come forward, my hand comes forward. My knees come forward, my hands come forward, and I push this down. So I'm trying to put this underneath his own bottom or my bottom. So I'm pulling forward, so I realign, everything's in line with me. So it's not off center anymore. In line, slow squeeze, boom. Having trouble, foot goes down, kick it. Once I'm here is I keep the arm down low, swim over, turn my hip to finish the choke. Fishing, hand goes in nice and deep, I'm slightly off center. He defends it, I defend it. So the part that I'm seeing people do wrong is as I hip bump, I'm pulling it and I'm pulling him forwards. Right, so I'm pulling forwards, but I'm putting him off center here. Right, so now what I do is I close, I pull my legs forward, I pull my left hand, I push that down. So what I'm seeing, some of you guys, you're here And I can't get this choke because he's got this frame in the way. So the more that I drag that out and now down, the more it comes on, the more that it's here. So what I'm saying to you guys is, okay, Nick?
Yeah,
Okay,
all
yeah.
good.
So here, legs come in, my left hand's pulling, small hip escape, push it down from here. If I'm having trouble, I do my sweep or just take the cutting armbar. So I've got the options, but it's just that hip bump sweep, putting him off to the side first. We're kind of run out of time. Sorry, Nick. We run out of time.